Week 4, lesson 6. Okay, so this is sort of the start of the rules of probability. Everything that you're seeing from maybe this line up are just some, again, some formalities, some rules. Hopefully you've seen this before. In Algebra 2, you do cover probability. So let me kind of draw a couple pictures here and there and see if that helps. So if you have a sample space U, let's just call this U, okay? And then inside, there's something that we're going to call A, right? So there's some things inside of A, and there's some things outside of A. If we're trying to find the probability of A occurring, it's the number of things inside A over the number of things inside U, all right? So some things to think about. The probability of A occurring is greater than or equal to 0. So it could be 0, right? It could not happen at all. But it's always going to be greater than that. It cannot be negative. And also, look over here, it also has to be less than 1. You can't have a probability that's greater than 1. And then the probability of U, that's the probability of the entire rectangle. That has to be a 1. Okay, this is a kind of an important rule. We'll be using that later. Maybe not so much in this particular lesson, but I'm glad that it's in your notes. Mutually exclusive is a picture that looks like this, where this is A and this is B, and there is no overlap. So, right, where this is the intersection, right, that's where they overlap. If they don't overlap, then the probability of that happening has to be 0. And then complementary, if this whole thing has a probability of 1, and I'm trying to find the probability of not A, and this is A, it kind of makes sense if you take the whole rectangle and subtract out A, you get the probability of not A. So again, these are just the rules. These are all review. Hopefully you remember them. Okay, whoa, that's trippy. I've never had that happen. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. So there's a letter that's going to be chosen from this particular word, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 letters in it. Okay, so that would be sort of like your U. It's the grand total of everything within the rectangle. There's 11 letters. Okay, this is asking, what's the probability of getting the letter A? Well, if you count, there are 2 of them. Okay, probability of a vowel. Well, in mathematics, there's an A, there's an E, there's an A, there's another I. That's 4. 4 out of 11. An A or a C, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3 of those that are considered to be success. An A or a vowel. Okay, A or a vowel. So that's, well, A's are vowels. So that's the same thing. That's just 4 over 11. A and a vowel. Okay, so the difference between or and, right, is union versus intersection. A's and vowels are only the A's, right? A's and vowels is only the A's, whereas A or vowel is all the vowels. All right, probability of U. Oh, that's interesting. U. Last time I checked, there weren't any U's in mathematics. That's a probability of 0. And then the probability of not A. So I could either count all the letters that are not A, or I can use the rule up above. Since I know this is 1 minus the probability of A. It's 1 minus 2 elevenths, or 9 elevenths. All right, scooting it up. All right, you may remember permutations and combinations. You may have to break out your handy-dandy calculator. Okay? So for this example, there are 12 girls and 10 boys, in other words, 22 young people. 2 are selected at random. Okay, so the first question here is, sorry about that, let me erase that. First question is, how many ways are there to select 2 people? Because that's going to be your denominator. Okay, the order does not matter in this situation. So if I did 22 choose 2 in my calculator, I get 231. That's going to be my denominator. That's all the different possible ways to pick 2 people. So now, probability of 2 girls, well, I need to pick 2 girls out of the 12 girls there are to pick from. And if you put this in your calculator, you'll get 66 over 231, which reduces to 2/7. I'm going to move this one over here because I need some room. Okay, I know the denominator because that's the grand total number of ways to select 2 people. And then 2 boys, I'm going to pick 2 boys from the 10, which comes out to be 45 over 231 and reduces to be 15 over 77. And then if I want 1 from each gender, that means I need to pick from the 12 girls, pick 1 of them, and from the 10 boys, pick 1 of them, which gives me 120 over 231, which reduces to 40 over 77.